The winged colossus. Picture the chaos of World War II. Paratroopers are dropping from the clouds, descending behind enemy lines. They are elite, they are fast, and they have the element of surprise. But the moment their boots hit the mud, they face a nightmare. They are alone. They have no heavy artillery. They have no armor. Against a division of enemy tanks, these devils in baggy pants are utterly vulnerable. The military minds of the 1940s faced a desperate question. How do you give a paratrooper a tank before the enemy closes in? In the Soviet Union, engineers didn't just look for a bigger cargo plane. They asked a question that sounds like a fever dream. Why not simply give the tank wings? This wasn't madness, it was the Antonov A-40. In 1940, the task was handed to Oleg Antonov, a man who would become a legend of aviation. He took a T-60 Scout tank, a lightweight at 6 tons, and stripped it to the bone. No cannon, no ammo, no luxuries. He then strapped a massive biplane structure made of wood and fabric directly to the hull. The tank wasn't just in the plane, the tank was the plane. September 1942. The prototype is ready. It looks like a prehistoric beast, a metal box with fragile wings. A heavy bomber begins to tow this winged tank into the sky. Imagine the pilot inside the tank, peering through a small slit as the ground falls away. Surprisingly, it doesn't plummet. It glides. Against all odds, the A-40 flies. It lands, the wings are jettisoned in seconds, and the tank roars to life, ready for combat. But there was a fatal flaw. Even stripped of its guns, the tank was a winged colossus. It was so heavy that the towing aircraft's engines nearly exploded from the strain. To fly the A-40 at the required 160 kilometers per hour, the Soviets needed their most powerful bombers, planes they couldn't afford to spare from the front lines. The project was grounded. The Soviets weren't the only ones chasing this ghost. In the US, the eccentric Walter Christie was experimenting with flying armor. In Britain, they built the Baynes Bat, a sleek wooden glider that flew beautifully but lacked a tank small enough to carry. But the furthest development happened on the other side of the world, the Japanese Empire. They created the Maeda Ku-6, a specialized glider designed to carry a custom-built Mitsubishi light tank. By January 1945, they had a working prototype. But by then, the tides of war had turned. Japan was on the defensive. A surprise aerial tank invasion was a luxury they could no longer afford. The winged tank remains one of the most daring what-ifs of military history. It was a bridge between the wooden biplanes of the Great War and the heavy-lift technology of the future. It was a failure of physics, perhaps, but a triumph of imagination.